When you aren't beaming up and down the freeway or ripping through the streets of downtown Los Santos, you need big tyres and good ground clearance to conquer the great outdoors. Like their real-life counterparts, trucks and SUVs rule the off-road areas in GTA Online's map. If you're serious about off-roading, you need a serious go-anywhere truck, and I'll list the top off-road trucks and SUVs for hardcore off-roaders. These vehicles are Old Grumpy Gamer approved, so you won't have any trouble off-roading in them. My name's Dan, and I'm an old grumpy gamer with a serious off-roading addiction. Over the years, I've built quite a collection of trucks and SUVs, tested almost every off-roader in the game. Apart from the dirt bike category, this is the only class of vehicle that comes close to the off-road capabilities of real-life trucks and SUVs. This video will be about my picks for the top 10 off-road trucks and SUVs that leave the competition in the dust. If you want to buy the best off-road truck or build the ultimate garage, this video is for you. Starting the list at number 10, the SandKing XL is the only NPC truck on this list that you can pick up off the streets of Blaine County and start climbing the hills. It also has a short wheelbase variant with only 2 doors instead of 4. Still, the performance is the same on both variants. This truck has high ground clearance and excellent handling. The stock tyres on the SandKing XL are super grippy as well. The XL is not the lowest or the fastest truck on this list, but for a completely free truck, we can't complain. It's inspired by the Ford Super Duty, the 3rd gen I think, but the suspension and off-road clearance differ from its real-world counterpart. Its jack suspension eats any bump and even small rocks while keeping the body level. My only concern with this monster is its crappy turning circle and the sluggish steering response. Still, you can get it off the streets of Blaine County, so you don't have anything to lose with the SandKing XL. If you don't want to spend time looking for one, you can always pick one up for just 45 grand too. At number 9, the Yosemite 1500 is another big truck with a long wheelbase and good torque. It's a 4x4 truck, but has a heavy bias towards the front wheels, giving it a unique driving feel. The 1500 is sturdy and can take a serious beating, especially if you install the bull bars. It's not super fast, but the truck's traction lets you go up an almost vertical incline. I was pleasantly surprised with the river crossing test of the 1500 because it was, surviving being almost fully submerged and refusing to die. The Yosemite's top speed is, well, if I'm honest, ridiculously low, and most players have it for nostalgia. And that's because the 1500 is based on the 1999 to 2002 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, an absolutely legendary truck in the US. The Yosemite refused to lose traction in the mud, sand or grass, but getting it vertical is another story. Low ground clearance and a long wheelbase make it challenging to climb obstacles. The reason this one's so low on the list is the price. It costs $1,205,000 plus upgrades, which is absurd for what it has to offer. Low ground clearance, the front bumper getting in the way, and being rubbish on some inclines are a couple of the major complaints I have about the 1500. So, pro tip, don't lower the suspension more than it already is in stock condition. Number 8 is the Walton L35, one of the smaller trucks on this list, but it is the perfect depiction of good things come in small packages. It's a mid-size, old school, off-road focused truck with the performance to rival the top 3 trucks on this list. The suspension soaks up the bumps and even small jumps like they're nothing. It has a 4-wheel drive system that gives a solid off-road feel and capability. Despite its lower torque, you can take the L35 anywhere the Draugur can go. If you're into old school trucks, you can tell the L35 is based on the early 90s Toyota Hilux models, with some inspiration from the Chevy S10s. Plenty of customization options are available for the L35, and you can add functional fog lights to this truck, which completes the retro off-roader look. The 35-65 torque distribution gives you an interesting feel both on and off the road, and if you add the truck bed to it, the traction will improve slightly for some reason. The L35's top speed is on par with other trucks like the Everon, but the acceleration is not that great, and it tends to slip during rock crawling and bouldering. Priced at $1,670,000, it's more of an enthusiast choice than a smart purchase. Number 7 is our first entry for Canis in the top 10 off-road trucks list, the Freecrawler. I haven't seen the Freecrawler in free roam as much as I would expect because his SUV is really capable. Looks-wise, it's honestly a little challenging on the eyes because of its short wheelbase and high ground clearance. Now, usually this combination would be a recipe for instability, but the Freecrawler stays planted on and off the road. The snorkel option is there, but I wouldn't recommend taking it in deep water or streams because GTA Online snorkels just simply don't work. Although the Freecrawler doesn't have extraordinary speed or handling, it's pretty good in both departments. And when it comes to its inspiration, the Freecrawler is based largely on the Rezvani tank SUV, with some elements, such as the brake lights, from the Hummer HX. Torque and handling are the major selling points for this one. The SUV remains true to its name when crawling up any surface from a standstill. You will not feel any loss of power or traction, even during very steep climbs. With all this performance, the price tag for the Freecrawler is lower than some of the other options. It costs $597,000, which is a reasonable price for a fairly capable SUV. However, the short wheelbase and a tall design do make it tip a little easier than you'd expect, and a slow top speed is the main reason this one's only at number 6. I recommend lowering the suspension if you plan on taking to the hills and want to avoid tipping over. Enjoying the pics so far? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on more top GTA tips and guides, and we've got plenty more in store. Number 6 is for all the big truck fans, the Caracara 4x4. Speed-wise, it's quick considering its size. It comes stock with giant wheels and it looks great. This truck is just a super cool vehicle to look at. The sound makes you want to push it to its absolute limits too. This would be inside the top 5 if it was priced a bit more competitively though. When it comes to off-roading, this truck lets you conquer any terrain with complete confidence. The front bumper on the Caracara is a little lower than I'd like, and it hits obstacles like stairs or rocks. But once you get it positioned on an incline, it just doesn't stop. The speed and acceleration of the Caracara are decent for an off-roader, and it handles better than most trucks and SUVs in the game. This bad boy is based on the Raptor variant of the iconic Ford F-150 2018 model. It's a must-have for any Raptor fans, as it's only just legally distinct enough from its real-world counterpart to keep Rockstar from getting into trouble. There are much more powerful trucks in GTA Online. Still, the Caracara's suspension makes all that power easier to handle, especially on dirt and sand. At $875,000, it is a deal breaker for most because there are better options such as the Kamacho at a much lower price point. At number 5, the Canis Terminus is one of the newer additions to the off-road category with Imani tech capabilities. So if you like to roll around Los Santos in an SUV without getting blown up, the Terminus lets you do just that. But this isn't a list of the safest cars in GTA Online, and on the off-roading side of things, the Terminus makes quick work of any inclined surface. It's an excellent off-roading option for players who want to avoid being sitting ducks if someone tries to blow them up during their field trip to the mountains. The acceleration on the Terminus is on par with some of the muscle cars in GTA Online, which comes in handy when climbing up the hills. Looks-wise, it's based on the 2024 Jeep Rubicon. It looks like a Jeep with its default cabin design, and the headlights are inspired by the Ford Bronco. It's not just for show either. The river crossings are a breeze with this 4x4 SUV, and high ground clearance is handy during off-road runs. The Canis Terminus's top speed could be better, especially considering its $1,877,500 price tag. This SUV should also have a wider body than it does too. Number 4 is the Vapid Riata, a giant truck compared to some off-roaders on this list. The weight and size of this truck make it challenging to drive on the road, since you won't be able to lane split like you can with some of the other beasties on this list. But the Riata glides over bumps like nothing else when it comes to off-roading. Its suspension comes with big springs, usually a recipe for a bouncy ride, but with the Riata, however, the suspension works flawlessly and you can go full throttle on a dirt road without spinning out or losing traction. This truck or SUV is one of the fastest vehicles on the list, only slower than our top 2 picks. It's based on the Ford Bronco concept and is a treat for classic car lovers. You can drive this thing daily in GTA Online, especially during the months when the streets of Los Santos are covered in snow. The Vapid Riata is priced at $380,000, making it one of the best bang for buck trucks in GTA Online. Number 3 is the Karin Everon, a powerful truck that almost looks like a mini monster truck with super high ground clearance and giant wheels. It's a floaty vehicle that doesn't care if it's driving on asphalt, dirt or grass. It just soaks up the bumps and keeps going. The sound of the Everon's engine makes you feel like you're driving something with a big diesel too. This truck is decently fast, but slower than our top pick. However, it makes up for it with really good acceleration. The Everon's based on the Toyota Hilux Arctic truck that we saw Clarkson, Captain Slow and the Hamster use in one of their Top Gear specials. The lifted suspension and beefy tyres give the Everon a really rugged look. When I first won this, I thought it would be a great rock crawler, and I was not wrong. The Everon is an expensive truck, priced at $1,475,000, but it does pop up as the casino podium vehicle periodically, so if that's available in your country, it's worth trying to win. My only complaint about the Everon is its tendency to tip over, which is understandable due to its high centre of gravity. Lowering the suspension does reduce the risk of this quirk quite a bit though. Number 2 is the ever reliable Canis Kamacho, another excellent off-road utility truck that falls short of the number 1 spot due to slightly lower climbing abilities. However, the Kamacho's price to performance ratio makes it second to none for newer GTA Online players or those on a tight budget. It has a lower top speed than our number 1 pick, but maintains that top speed well on all terrains. The Kamacho is based on a combination of different Jeep concepts, and it has a similar 50-50 torque distribution to its real-world counterparts. The equal torque distro allows the Kamacho to easily tackle uneven terrain. Not to mention, this rugged-looking machine has little to no oversteer both on and off-road. Priced at $345,000, the Kamacho is the best bang for buck in the off-road category. Not to mention, you can customize this a lot. My only complaint about the Kamacho is its top speed, but this truck is not really built for freeway driving. And at number 1, the Declasse Draugur. It feels like no GTA Online off-road vehicle discussion is complete without mentioning this bad boy. Trust me, it is as rugged as it looks. If you're looking for the best off-road truck or SUV in GTA Online, this is it. To win off-road races, you must have this bare bones truck. It ticks all of the boxes for being a great off-roader. It has insane torque and excellent ground clearance. The Draugur also has some weight, which really keeps it planted on the surface. It's based on the Chevrolet off-road concept, a purpose-built desert attack vehicle. Plus, you can do it up to look a little bit like a Halo Warthog. This sturdy truck costs just over $1.8 million and has the power, suspension and handling to go anywhere off the road. My only complaint about the Draugur is that jumping this massive beast feels a bit strange. It may be how it's coded, but other than that, this is a brilliant off-roader. So these are my picks for the top 10 off-road trucks and SUVs in GTA Online, ranked from best to good. You cannot go wrong with any of these trucks, but the Draugur makes off-roading much easier. Did I leave your favourite truck or SUV off the list? Comment below with your top picks or any questions you have. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. That's the best way to keep up to date with our lists and guides. And if you want to continue your off-roading adventure, check out the video top right for the best rally cars in GTA Online. Stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you in the next video.